Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about influencer photography. What do I mean by influencer photography? Well, have a think about what comes to mind when you say the word influencer. We often think about people with a following, subscribers, an online community. Sometimes you think of the people who pose with products in their photos, or you might think about bloggers. So that's really what we're going to be discussing today. Influencer photography is really classified as lifestyle photography. I'm saying that as a photographer and as a person who gets hired specifically to create lifestyle elements around products, people, and services. There are three key things when it comes to influencer photography. One, styling. When I say styling, that includes the outfit, the hair, the makeup. Here's a sample photo of the shots that I took from this whole thing. Beyond that, we've got the backdrop and then props. So if I wanted to really take it to the next level, I would include other props like water bottle. I might use the weights in my photos, but basically elements that will create that lifestyle. Now, if I was shooting this as a flat lay, it would be the same thing. I'd have the fashion, then I'd have the weights. I'd just be shooting it from a different angle. Styling is putting together the elements to create a lifestyle around the product or service. Now, the second thing is photography. You don't have to be a professional photographer to engage in influencer or blogger photography. It does help to know some of the key principles like composition, like what goes inside the frame. It does help to know about lighting, and it does help to know about angles. Okay, so when you have a good grasp of some photography fundamentals and you combine that with styling, you're pretty much on your way to creating great images. The third thing that will really help you, which is not 100% necessary, but is the difference between where you start and where you get to the more pro level. So you got beginner, intermediate, pro. When you're applying this, then I would say you're going more intermediate and you probably have an intention to go pro. So the third one is editing. You don't have to be super hectic with editing, but it does help to know how to edit a photo. Brightness, contrast, sharpness, shadows, highlights, cropping, adjustments, those things, because they help polish up your image. If you want to go extra on the editing, that really takes you to the next level, because if you want to be an influencer for Instagram, or if you want to have a website that's constantly cohesive, you want to do things like color grade or have a cohesive look. So you can get complex with editing. Those are the three things involved in influencer photography or lifestyle photography. You'll improve your skill set per element. You will. And I'm saying that from my personal experience, not that I'm an influencer, I'm more like a blogger photographer. I remember when I first started, I would be out. I'm like, this is an amazing space. Maybe I was traveling, maybe I was at a beautiful restaurant, and then I'd get a photo taken. Okay, cool. And then I'm like, why doesn't mine look like what I see? And then I would analyze a little bit. I'm like, oh, the styling, the fashion. So even if, let's say, if I was wearing something that I like a nice dress, the thing that would take it to the next level, for example, would be styling elements like props. Maybe my bag, the placement of my bag. It might be I needed to just level up my fashion, honestly. Or, for example, it could be the use of props. So, for example, if I was at a resort and I'd have my normal photo taken and I've got my pose down pat, and I'm like, there's still something missing. And I'm like, props. Most of the time it was the props. In short, you got to be a little bit more extra, unless you're extra already, in which case you already have this skill set innately. I'll show you some sample photos that'll show you what props are. Then when I got better at styling, I would be like, okay, getting other people to take my photos for me. Now, when I didn't have a photographer shoot my photos, it would be my role to direct the person to take my photos. I would have to tell them which angle to stand. I would be like, take it from above, take it from below, tilt your camera like this. So that's when I realized the power of understanding directing others, and also for me to know my angles. I have a few go-to angles and some things that I do with my limbs. By the way, I have a posing cheat sheet which I'll make available in the description box of this video. You can download that. It's basically my guidelines to any shoot. You'll see. So in this journey to improving my content creation, I realized that styling was a thing, then photography was a thing. Angles for me was the game changer. In terms of photography, I understood lighting already, I understood my angles, but to be able to ask other people to go and shift the camera to get my angles and for those two things to work together was everything. So don't beat yourself up now if you're just starting and going, there's still something missing, there's still something missing. A lot of the time it's the difference between like, here's my phone and then tilting it up slightly, or then tilting it down slightly, or tilting it up and then the model extending their leg a little bit. It's a combination between photographer and the subject. Sometimes you'll find someone that you work with really well together, like someone who just knows your angles and you know your angles, or in time as you practice, this will become natural to you. And then as those things improved, there was one missing thing. When I was a new photographer, I hired a tutor to teach me to get better at photography because I thought it was my lighting and my angles that needed work. But as it turns out, it was editing. The funny thing was, even at the time, the person that I had hired didn't identify that. Maybe because I couldn't express what it is that I wanted to achieve. I said, I wanted this look, I want these colors. Like, why am I not able to produce this with my camera, even though I feel like the light's the same, blah, blah, blah. Knowing what I know now, the short answer is Lightroom presets. Lightroom presets they're like filters. I make my own filters. They are called presets. Photographers create presets. Photographers, influencers, bloggers, they create presets because they're like filters that you can like literally put your photo in your phone and then apply that filter, and then your photo ends up in its final look. And then if you use those presets or filters over and over again, you then have a cohesive Instagram feed. That's the thing that will make your Instagram pop. You can do this in any order that you wish. You can go preset first and then improve your photography skill, or you could go styling first and then improve your photography. But they will all come together the more that you do it, because you'll start to see like, where can you improve and what's missing. But those are the 3 key things that if you put them together, you will nail influencer or lifestyle photography. I have made my presets available for sale, and those are the 3 key elements when it comes to influencer/lifestyle photography. If you like this video, give me a like. If you have any comments or questions, please pop them in the comment section down below. The more specific your question, the more specifically I can answer. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do.